Alright, what's up, y'all? So I kind of figured I would do this video now. I'm not gonna really like progress in my challenge series that I've been doing, even when I had the Captain Noodle channel. But this is the whole point of the Captain Noodle channel that I had, that I deleted. And I want to go through a timeline telling you guys what all was done and what happened from the first time I started YouTube all the way to now. So this is like a nice little storytelling history time, since now the files have been deleted. And I did that all because I felt like my YouTube was getting in the way of my relationship, and I thought that, if I don't do it, then my woman would feel more secure. So yeah, let me actually go to some place that's a lot quieter. This area has less music, and then we can just kind of walk around as I tell you guys the story. So, we'll go from who inspired me in the beginning, and then we'll go into like what names I've had throughout the years and what really went down for the most part. Yeah, let's mute the music real quick here. I thought this wouldn't have music, but it does. Anywho, let's go. Yeah, fuck it, we'll go walk around. Alright, so, yep. So to tell the story about the Captain Noodle channel, it started off as me not having a channel, and I saw all these different videos and stuff, and people making content and whatnot, and I found it actually pretty cool. Like, I was very inspired by that. I was like, hey, that would be cool to be a YouTuber too. So I felt really encouraged to start doing my own videos, but I just never got around to figuring out how to do it. And I did not want to rely on my parents to do it, so I said, okay. But then as time went on, I was given a camera, a phone. My first phone was that shitty Nokia, that like was basically indestructible for the most part. So I mean, that was pretty cool. But yeah, like, I could drop it, but I could still record, and I could show videos I record of like memes, and then I would show my friends at school, or people who I might not even know yet. So I did a little bit of everything. And as time went on, I found guys like PewDiePie, Markiplier, all kinds of fellas, and it was pretty cool. I mean, I felt like I connected to that type of stuff, and a lot of my reasons for the way I talk is because I watch these people. I watched Jacksepticeye just like you guys. I watched quite a few others, and also don't mind me since we're doing story time here. I just need my AC on because it's not high, it's just that I need that air circulating because I could hear my PlayStation 4 going nuts, and it overheated when I played Final Fantasy a couple days ago. But yes, going back to that, I decided, alright, I'll make my own channel. But I didn't have recording software or even the willpower to just buy a capture card and figure out how to do it and get it set in or look up how to do it and stuff like that. So eventually I just said, fuck it, I just aimed the camera and started recording my television. And then at the end of the day, I would go into my computer and I would take those files that I had recorded with, and I would just upload those clips, whatever I did. And it was mainly games. I don't think I ever really did real life stuff. I was never like, oh, watch me dance, or oh, watch me do this. I was always encouraged by gameplay. And gameplay just seems tremendously fun to me. And it still goes to this day. That's why I'm on this channel now, and I'm continuing to go further from where I was. Of course, I'm not gonna redo everything I did, but I might play the same games again, just for the sake of doing so. So like maybe I'll go into like a new game plus or Dragon's Dogma and record that and stuff. And I do have a new game of Dragon Age, so I mean I'll probably be going through that again. I can definitely reinstall Fallout, and I'm almost convinced to do Nier. I don't really know. Maybe we did do Nier, but I mainly played it because of my girlfriend, but for the most part, I wasn't really a big fan of it. It still has good soundtrack, good fighting. I just didn't like the constant, like, ooh, nah, yes, ooh, ooh, ooh. And, the whole lack of choices for the most part. I like games where you can make a lot of choices on what to do. Dark Souls doesn't really do that entirely, but you can do side areas, and you can kind of go wherever you want. You don't have to beat the game right away, or you don't even have to beat the game at all. for the most part, which is pretty cool. But yeah. Oh yeah, I made this channel, the original name, not this channel, but the channel we're talking about. It started off as Archangel 4275, because I think I had an Archangel PlayStation name at the time, and I think I was working on that, but I forgot the login, so I decided while Elder Scrolls Oblivion was out, I would make Assassin's Night 1, which is what I am to this day. So I'm keeping this account, and I imagine when I go to PS5, I don't know my login. So, or I can guess it, so I can probably figure it out, or I can just keep guessing the password until I get it right, and then save it, and then never touch it again, because that's kind of what I want. I want to continue to do the lineage of this this name of mine, because I really love it, and it feels like it's definitely for sure part of me. And so afterwards, I started uploading videos like Call of Duty. I played Modern Warfare 2. I did a lot of knife challenges, where I wouldn't write it as challenge, but I would just write knife video, or I would write knife time or knife master, and I would just go around on lobbies, and I would die maybe 5 to 10 times, but my kills were usually anywhere between 20 and 20, like 45 maybe. So I had a pretty good ratio, and a lot of people with today's games, they made that whole a big thing, especially on today's GTA 5, depending on, well, a good vast majority of the free mode lobbies. Like, people are like, oh, my KD is fucking 149, like I'm so cool, but like you kill them and they're like, well, they turn into a demon, especially if like you're level 30 and you knock them out with a pistol. Or if you go off radar and you know, fuck them up in some way. So I mean, I just think it's funny. And as time went on, you know, I started doing other games like Dragon's Dogma. I didn't show my full gameplay of the game. I kind of did it on my own. But then I wanted to show off me fighting a Drake, because I never managed to kill the Drake before. And eventually I was going to show me killing and defeating the Grim Reaper, which I think that's what it's called. It looks like a Grim Reaper. It's basically this ghost guy, big robe. It's about 50 times my character, and has a big scythe. And he's only on Bitterbeak Isle, I think it's called. Or it's just Bitter Isle. I'm still working on that character. I have the save file, so I can beef my guy up, you know, beat the game a couple times. I'll probably go through another recording session of me playing the game. If anything, I want to check every corner of the map and kill everything, since I'm strong enough now. And then I'll go through and actually do the quests, and then run around and do whatever. I would like to complete every side quest first before doing the main deal with whatchamacallit, the main quest line. And then once we get to where I have to start collecting rift stones, which is like the end of the game before you defeat another player. Well, not really a player, but that, yeah. So that would be one of my next things on this channel. And I was actually working on that. I did like a whole make a new character, played through the whole game, and it was a fair amount of you guys checking it out. It was pretty cool, and I was happy about that. And I actually wanted to get right into live streaming, but I forget that YouTube has these new policies now where I have to have this channel for 90 days before I'm even permitted to live stream. So I'm not allowed to live stream at all until 90 days have passed. It's almost like I'm working a new job. And I think it's because YouTube can be someone's job. Like, they can legit just be on here. So I guess they're seeing this as like, oh, like, let's see if it's just a fake channel or what. To be honest, I should have just left my Captain Noodle channel alone, because I had a fair amount of subscribers. We were almost getting to 300, I believe. I think we were on like 240, 250, 280, whatever, one of those. It would go up and down, up and down, up and down. It would all depend on like what I do or what people are interested in. So, you know, some people would be coming across the channel to try to find someone who they want to watch, and they go, alright, well, this guy shows everything he does. I don't want to watch everything, so I'm out of here. And then, you know, 50 other people come by and go, hey, this guy shows everything. I've always been curious about everything that someone does in the game. So, here I am, and I'm a fan now. And I always appreciate that, you know, throughout the last especially the last like 5 years since I moved out of my dad's house, it seems like my YouTube is really upbeat. Like it's ever since I went from Bloodborne, it's went and speaking of that, I will be doing Bloodborne as well because I still want to do a challenge of going through and maximizing my character. Like for example, this Dark Souls 2 guy, he is 238. Yep. So we're about 1/3 there. I think max level is like 899 or something, or maybe Dark Souls 2 is weird and it's actually 1100. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, going on to what I did afterwards. Eventually, the PS5, I mean not the PS5, the PS4 came out, which is what we're playing on now. And this was like the biggest thing, because people were like, "Holy shit, another PlayStation! This is so cool! I bet you the game's gonna look awesome." Blah blah blah. And I never beat the Dark Souls games yet at that time. From my PS3, like I played all of the games. I played Demon Souls, I played Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, and then Bloodborne was said to be on the way, and Dark Souls 3 at some point. But yeah, I was like, alright, well I haven't even beaten any of these games yet, and then here comes Bloodborne, so I was like, alright. So then since my channel was new and Assassin's Creed Unity was out, I went, okay, I think it'd be kind of neat if I go out of my way to, beat Assassin's Creed. And I think that it might actually be one of the things I'm going to do on this channel. I actually own the Ezio collection, and I have the Origins, which is the Egyptian one. So I know a lot of people are more souped up about the Viking one. I may actually spend some money and play that, just to kind of change up my channel from what it was. And even though this is a new channel, I don't want to pretend like I didn't do the things I did. So, I'm just pretending like I still own Captain Noodle. I'm going to say, alright, I've done all of these things already. I think it would be time to, go back to being a semi-Assassin's Creed YouTuber, because I used to loot everything. I would kill everybody. I said, fuck stealth. I would try to become a better fighter every day, so that way I can fight hordes of enemies, no matter what happens to me. And it really worked out. I was able to actually hit some of the leaderboards, kind of. I think I was maybe in the top 300 maybe, and I was getting close to like 201, and then I slacked off and I came back and it was like, you're in place 10,000. I'm like, oh fuck. So I was like, yep, it's a good thing I don't play that game hardcore. But yep, I did Unity, and at the time I did not know how to record my audio, and lucky for me, my settings from my old YouTube channel have carried over to this one. So my audio is fine. I don't have to redo everything we did when I first got my PS4, thankfully. And things are peaceful. So I don't have to like show you guys Assassin's Creed video, just me walking around and cutting stuff, and you'd be like, alright, this guy's fighting, alright, he's playing. But usually commentary and people's reactions are what most people look for. That's what I look for. So that's why I record my voice. So, it entices me and encourages me, because I think about what I look for in other people, and I want to be a reflection of what I seek from other people in myself. Because, yeah, I would like to entertain myself along the way, too. It's not like I'm forcing it, but, I do add a little extra spice to the cookie. It's like, hey, why just have, fucking ramen noodles by itself when you can have peas, some chicken, maybe bring some steak, get a miso soup on the side too, and maybe after that a bowl of rice. If you got some steak, put some seasoning on it, don't just have the steak. Some steaks are good by itself, you know what I mean? But yeah, so after Assassin's Creed Unity, I went on to Bloodborne, and then my audio was fixed. I think a lot of the beginning of those things I did not live stream at all, and I believe I was just doing videos of like regular uploads like this, but I did that every time, and all I would do was like maybe record. I think I had maximum 15 minutes, and then I think they changed the uploads timing for all of PS4 players. They went from 10-15 minutes to 1 hour, or I think they went up to a half hour, then they bumped it up to an hour later on. It just took them like 2 years to do that. So yep, it was a lot of me doing Bloodborne. I was able to do Assassin's Creed videos, and then a little bit afterwards, I remember getting into Fallout 4, Skyrim, and I was doing Skyrim videos, not too much, but I did a lot of Fallout 4. I think I did everything in that game. And once I'm allowed to stream, I would like to go through Fallout 4 once more, but on a new character. And of course some mods are going to be on, yes. Probably some special apartments or whatever, but you know, once I get into that once more, it's going to be very different from when I first played the game. And I think if PS5 lets us record PS3 games, I wonder if I can maybe have like PS Now and then record me playing New Vegas, which would be kind of fun. Or if I can just download it from the store or something, because maybe PS5 has its own PlayStation store. I don't know. But yep, after going through Fallout 4 quite a bit, challenges, eventually I started just roaming the map and, you know, getting as strong as possible. And I kept leveling, and finally the Nuka-Cola DLC came out. Or Nuka-Cola, Nuka World Raider DLC, whatever you want to call it. So that was cool. So I went through that, and a little bit of time passed, and I think Dark Souls 3 came out. And I remember doing Dark Souls 3 immediately after Fallout 4, because I was like, hey, Fallout 4, I'm a little bit tired of it. I want something new, and I never took the time to like beat the other Dark Souls games quite yet. So my goal was to beat Dark Souls 3, you know, with recording, but then not record me going through Dark Souls 2 here, and Dark Souls 1, and Demon Souls as well. So I did all three of these games off the side, you know, just that way I don't have to show people my failures, because I was really bad. Like, if you think I've been bad on a couple videos, have you seen them? Or even some of these videos where I was doing like the try to wipe all enemies challenge, you know. But I think we're alright. I mean, I level my weapons, I got some bow, you know, I have some actual combinations of what I do now. I've come to figure out how to fight. You know, I've grown as a person. Because I remember when I was a kid, I found Crash Bandicoot difficult. But if I play it now, I can fly through the game. You know, very easy. Because I think what it is like the brain has enhanced throughout the years. So like when it comes to like mental challenges and stuff that has to do with physical stuff and not like mathematics or fucking science or real life problems, I tend to be able to solve things really easily. So if you haven't gotten the gist of it, the way my brain works is complicated things, I got you. But simple common sense stuff, most of it, I'm not quite there. I am common sense enough to know if someone walks up and says, hey, I'm with the FBI, give me your wallet, I'm gonna be like, no, buddy, give me your fucking car, I'm taking it now, bitch. No, I will fight back to the hardest of my ability. I may lose, because I won't be arrogant and think I can win every fight. But, yeah, if we win, I will take that shit, though. Be like, fine, bitch. But yeah, we did Dark Souls 3, and then a little bit after Dark Souls 3, I think I got into Final Fantasy 14, which is what I met like one of the girlfriends I've had, and then also where I met my current girlfriend. You know, that game just seems to be full of people that are very close to where I live, and it's strange. But yeah, like while I was doing that, and you know, like I said, to beat Dark Souls 3, and I went, alright, so I did Final Fantasy 14. I didn't play it too much. Like I said, I was trying to beat Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 1, Demon Souls, so I was doing that. I was still playing Skyrim and Fallout 4 and all kinds of whatnots, you know, and of course I still want to go through Skyrim and do my challenges on there too, for this channel especially. It would definitely be a fresh start, and it'll be very different than what I ever did previously on Captain Noodle. So, you know, for us as Midnight Funk, And I think it's cool that we have Night in my name because Assassin Night 1 is my PlayStation name, so having Midnight is also my cat's name. I feel like it's connected. But Midnight Fun can also be seen as extreme horniness, so I am somewhat of a pervert. not to the point of where like I'm going around in public trying to look up skirts, but like if someone bends over, I will look. It's as simple as that. I'm not gonna be like, ooh, poke. You know, I got some decency. But yeah, going on to the timeline to kind of continue from where I was. Yep, I got into Final Fantasy 14 and a little bit of timeline of that since that kind of like went to the eruption of my channel, and also with Dragon Age when I did Dragon Age Inquisition. Dragon Inquisition, my thing was people liked my reactions to tough enemies. I was screaming my head off and I was just going like, I won't you die. And I was like a Imperial Guard playing the game pretty much, so everyone that came by wanted to watch. Like each of those videos basically got like 90 views like within a day or two of uploading. I felt so proud. And then Final Fantasy 14 not so much. It didn't get that much love. Not until later on when I started doing my trolling stuff. And some regular like, you know, goofing around doing hunts and PvP type stuff or whatnot. Or mainly you know, just playing the game in general and just kicking ass or learning how to play the game. And a little bit of timeline for the Final Fantasy thing first. Even though the Dragon Age happened at the same period, I'll tell the Final Fantasy thing first. So I think it's kind of obvious my name's Ian. I won't say my last name, just out of convenience for me. And also I'm happy that my About section doesn't have my fucking PayPal link, because that has my fucking name in it. Like every bit of it too, so it was like, Ree. And I was finding it funny when people would join my chat and be like, I know what your name is. I'd be like, yeah, no shit you do. Like, it's right on the front page of the fucking channel because I'm stupid. So me deleting that channel would actually kind of help because I don't know how to change my About section. And I probably should have taken the time to learn. But for now, I am leaving that alone. But yes, going back to the Final Fantasy 14 timeline. When I first got the game, I was inspired by Gintama because I think after Fallout 4, I was going through all of Gintama because I never got to see the entire show. And I was inspired by it, so I made Gintama Gintoki, and I was trying to find other people who had the same name as Gintama characters throughout the gameplay I had. So I wouldn't be friends with anybody else except for people who were connected to that game. Like I wanted to add Zura, I wanted to add fucking the little bitch in red. I forgot what her name was now because it's been a while since I've seen the show. But yeah, Shinpachi, which is the dude with the glasses. With all the different characters, but eventually I made my character Ian, which is like my name, and I was just straight up like, hey, this is me. And then over time, you know, I made friends, I was goofing around, I started getting into figuring out how to play my class, you know, doing more damage and stuff, figuring out the abilities, and then came along more content, you know, like Heaven's Ward and Stormblood eventually. And then while Stormblood was getting slowly introduced, I started to join the Final Fantasy Facebook pages, and mainly the Brynhilde one because I was in the Brynhilde server, so I figured I would talk and interact in that. And as time went on, I started realizing something within those posts, not just me, but like if someone had something semi-controversial or someone's a little bit offensive to some people, you know, there was this one admin who was like trigger happy, like, you know, I feel like she probably masturbates while getting pissed off and offended by stuff, because she'll get offended by anything, and even just talking about like being offended, she'd be like, I'm not offended. You know, it's like, look, you just got offended. You know, stupid. So instead of just saying like, oh hey, I don't like that opinion but I respect it, and then moving on, she would go around and delete people's conversations. You know, you had thousands of people trying to become friends with each other, but all she did was just break them apart. And one thing that made her distracted from doing that when she was admin was I was keeping her busy, I was keeping her on her toes, because she wasn't deleting any more posts after I got involved, because my thing was I was so mad about that, I decided it was up to me and me only to disrupt every single a Facebook event that she had to do in the game. If there was ever real life meets, of course I wouldn't get involved with that, but everything in game, I went to everything and crashed it. I posed to different people. I would make myself seem like a stranger, and then once I get into an event, I would unleash the power of, oh, I'm actually Ian. You know, people would be like, what? I thought your name was Kevin and your voice sounded different. It'd be like, oh, I'm a voice impressionist. I can do different sounds.
Like, I can kind of sound like someone who may have a little bit of disease, but I hope that you have compassion for when I talk. But I hope that you just feel bad for me. But anywho, how are you today? I have a smile on my face. What about you? Today's a good, happy day.
You know, I would speak like that. You know, completely come off as a completely different person. And yeah, so it was fun, and it was just one event crash after the other. I started YouTubing it, and then some people started going around talking to me, or talking about me and stuff. And then I remember once I started crashing more events, like the eventer who I was crashing, started reaching out and getting more power. So she was calling out to like people like, hey, Mr. Happy, a bunch of other people, and people were like, oh god, like we're all learning about this butt toucher guy. You know, like he goes and does hunts, he early pulls, he gets a barrage of friends and they go steal hunts from people on different servers. You know, the guy pays money to transfer just to fuck up someone else's day on a different hunt group. Or if I'm in a raid group, like I will hit need on everything. And then people would be like, yeah, we're going to kick you. It'd be like, you won't kick me before I take that item first. Whee! You know, stuff like that. So it's just, I wanted to dig around in any way possible. Because I just wanted to be my true self. I didn't want to hide anything. I was being who I am. You know, there's no need to, like, hide shit or be goofy. But yeah, but it could definitely be frowned upon, and I understand, you know. I always say I'm not a good person, and I know that. So that's why I'm very upfront, where it's like I could be very good on one half, but I can also be very scummy on the other. That's why when I do my ARC videos, I don't care if I mesh or if I use some kind of exploit. I won't dupe or hack though. I think that's too far. But like if there's something to where like you know, if I can wiggle my character and go through a wall and shoot someone in the face, I think it's so fucked up I should do it. Like just imagine someone walking by, just get fucked. Be like, haha. Be like, I know this place, you don't. Nah, 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 nah. But yep, that was the Final Fantasy shit. And then even after I did all those events and I quit, people were still like super worried about me. Like I would change my name, I would make my character look a little bit different, and people would just know it's me. Like that's how stalkerish people got after those events. So I would go to an entirely different data center, and people would be like, wait, I know your style. You're that butt toucher guy. Stay away from me and my friends. But then another group of people would be like, hey, you're that crazy motherfucker. Hey, come hang out with us, bro. I want to see you be crazier. And like, I'm crazy myself. Let's both do it, man. They'd be like, hell yeah. Like, let's see what's up. But yeah, that was the Final Fantasy story, and I quit, and maybe I did a couple videos here and there, nothing too major. And I imagine I'm probably gonna hit the 1 hour mark of this video soon. I wouldn't be surprised. So if I keep talking, I'm sorry. I'm probably gonna make a part 1 and part 2 of this. But yeah, I'm gonna try to keep it watching. I actually should have just taken a stopwatch on my phone, and I should have done that. Let me actually get that ready for when I bump on the part 2 if I do end up needing that. Alright, so on to the Dragon Age thing. Dragon Age Inquisition. I wanted to show me recording Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2 because those games are more fun in my opinion than Inquisition. Inquisition's good, but everything's so green. Green everywhere. Green power, green outfits, green armor, green enemies. Green. Well, green. Even seeing the green on my character, it's like, PTSD. Green. Get this shit away from me. But yeah, a lot of people like those videos because I made this whole thing about like creating a brothel. I don't know what it was about, but it was like, yes, we must pimp up the castle when we return from each mission. I was like, we need the brothel. Gotta make the brothel. And just people in the live stream chat and the comments were fucking loving it. They were like, why are we talking about a brothel? It's so fucking goofy. I'm like, I don't know, man. Gotta respect the brothel, the power of the brothel. You know, courtesans everywhere. Even the Iron Bull was going to be in a dress. And then there came a time where people said, like, hey, you should probably fully romance a character. I was like, okay. And I wanted to romance, like, Morrigan again, like I did in Dragon Age Origins, or, you know, that Liliana person, religious chick who has the nice chest. And I was like, yeah, let's pick that one. You know, yeah, Liliana. Like, I don't quite agree with the religious views, but pussy. And since it's my character, you know, a guy being an emperor of all, it's like, hey, like, you gotta find someone in this situation, so who you picking? Because you can't be single forever, I would think. But yeah, I ended up picking the Iron Bull, and then that furthered my brothel meme. People were like, oh, you got the Iron Bull in the brothel now, yeah. So a lot of people were like, no, why'd you do that? You know, but they were laughing. So it was cool. And I felt really excited over that. And for the longest time, like in my YouTube video of that episode where I did that, you know, went through. And also, I want to check to make sure that my video records here. So don't mind. I've been walking around a lot, so I'll see you guys at part 2 if you're interested in this. If you're not, this is not your usual Dark Souls video. So peace.